Hi everybody, it's Shuba. Welcome back to my channel. I am very excited for this vlog because I'm going to continue reading romance and sharing my thoughts and feelings on the books that I'm planning on reading. If you have not watched my video, I did a recent video on Ali Hazelwood's Check and Mate, and then a vlog, and in that vlog I also read Tia Williams' new book, A Love Song for Ricky Wilde, and I loved both of those books. So please watch that video down below. But today's vlog, we are going to read Ali Hazelwood's main 3 STEM books. So the focus for this vlog is going to be her first book, The Love Hypothesis, Love on the Brain, and then Love Theoretically, which I have heard is by far the best out of this 3 set of books. So I'm very excited. I have not read these books before. The only Ali Hazelwood book that I have read is Check and Mate. I do have Bride and I plan on reading that, but these were just ready for me to pick up from the library, and February is almost over. It's still happening technically. We have a week left. So I thought, what better way to spend my last week of the month of love than to vlog my experience and read some more romance books. Now, I don't know much about what these books are about. All I know is that our main character is usually a female and she is a woman in STEM. The first book that we will be reading is The Love Hypothesis, and the back of the book just says, when a fake relationships between scientists meet the irresistible force of attraction, it throws one woman's carefully calculated theories on love into chaos. A little synopsis of this book is that we have a PhD candidate. Her name is Olive, and she doesn't believe in romantic relationships. She is just going through life trying to be a PhD candidate, and she is focusing on school, work, and nothing related to love and romance. Olive tries to convince her friend Anne that she is in a healthy relationship and has found love by kissing the first random stranger that she sees, and she ends up kissing grumpy Mr. Adam Carlson, and he is a hotshot professor. So this is going to be a grumpy sunshine characteristics type for main characters. Olive is sunshine and Adam is grumpy. That's all I know about this story. We will grab some coffee and get cozy and start reading, and I can't wait to share you my first reading update. So it sounds like she meets this stranger in a bathroom, and he is asking her, why are you wanting to be a part of this PhD program, be a candidate? And she's like, well, I've always had an inquisitive mind, and graduate school is the ideal environment to foster that. And he is like, no, but why? Like, why do you really want to? And she says, she just like tells him something, and then in her mind she goes, because something bad happened, because I want to do my part so that it won't happen again. I think that she has some trauma in the past that she's trying to deal with and move forward with, so we'll learn a little bit about that. She ends up getting an offer to be a PhD candidate at Stanford University's biology department. She doesn't know who this guy is that she met in the bathroom. And then we already flash forward to 2 years and 11 months later, so almost 3 years later into her PhD program. I think what's really cute is that with every chapter, Ali Hazelwood put like a little hypothesis. And for chapter 1, it says, when given a choice between A, a slightly inconveniencing situation, and B, a colossal shit show with devastating consequences, I will inevitably end up selecting B. So I think it's going to be cute and fun that we're going to get these little hypothesis tidbits that our character Olive is going to talk through. And these are her thoughts and her hypotheses. And I think that's cute. So I think that's going to relate to each chapter as we keep reading. That's just my hunch. Clearly, I'm not sure because I'm on chapter 1, so we'll see. That's good. I am 50 pages in. By now, I'm only on chapter 3. So far, I think it's a cute book. The dynamic is a little bit strange because Olive is very awkward. We know that she is working to work and in school for that. She doesn't necessarily care for romance or anything like that. We learn a little bit about her background and how she just doesn't really have family. The closest people that she considers family are Malcolm, I think her roommate or best friend, and then An. I had said Anne earlier, but it's An, and A-H-N, An. So the reason why Olive tries to convince An that she has a boyfriend when she kisses Adam, the professor, is because Olive used to date this guy named Jeremy, and they went on like 5 dates or so, and at a party, An and Jeremy really hit it off. And they both really like each other. But An just doesn't feel right. She doesn't want to betray her friend by like going out and dating Jeremy. But Olive is like, no, like you deserve to be happy. Like I want you to be happy and I want you to date Jeremy. That is just what a good best friend does. Both An and Olive were just really sweet to each other, and I really like their friendship. But that's the reason why Olive just kisses the first person that she sees. And then we find out that they're going to just keep this relationship going and they're going to keep dating, her and Adam. And the reason why that they're going to keep doing that is because, well, Olive finds out that everyone at Stanford knows that she's dating a professor now, because she told An that they're dating, and then An told Jeremy, then Jeremy told everybody, and then now everybody knows. And so she just wants to keep it up for a little bit longer. And the reason why Adam wants to keep going with this fake relationship is because he doesn't really have family at Stanford. He doesn't have children. He's not married. He has nothing holding him there. And the department thinks that there's other institutions that he might leave and go to after the semester is over. Like he might just get recruited elsewhere. And so they're not funding his research. They took away a third of his research money, or they only gave him a third. Pretty sure they took away a third. And so the reason why that he wants to keep dating Olive is because that'll make it seem like he's trying to stay in a more permanent setting at Stanford. He's going to stay there longer. So that's why they both decide that they're going to keep the charade up. It's funny though, because they're both awkward and they don't really know how to be in a relationship. I think Olive's maybe been on 5 dates. I'm not sure about Adam, but they decide that they're going to keep going with it. And so I think that the banters and interactions are going to be more prevalent, and there's going to be a little bit more of this fake romance going on as I keep reading the book. Overall, I do like it so far. I've heard that this first book is not everyone's favorite. They like it, but they like the other two more. So I'm excited to kind of get my own thoughts as I keep reading and decide for myself whether I really enjoyed this book. But so far, it's easy. I am excited to just keep reading tonight, and maybe I'll finish the book tomorrow. It's such a fast read. I was actually wondering if there were any restrictions on them dating, since he is a professor and she is a student, but apparently They talked to the dean earlier. Well, Adam did. And he found out that there's nothing against both of them dating since he is not Olive's advisor. So that's okay. I was wondering. I wanted to give you a reading update of the book. It's a little dark on this side, so I have my book light lamp. I'm on 176. I think the first time I gave you a reading update was at 50-ish. Okay, I don't know if it's because I got to the midway point or just because I had expected this book to be so good because I read Check and Mate and I was so invested in Check and Mate so fast, and so, I enjoyed that a lot, but I don't know, this book is it's not as exciting as I thought it would be. I mean, I'm still reading it, so I'm enjoying it, and I'm more than halfway done with this book, and I'm going to finish it. It's just halfway point. I just expected there to be more banter, more romance, more smut maybe, but it's just that, like, Adam and Olive's relationship and their conversations and interactions are so mild. Like, they have Wednesday morning meetups where they get coffee for like 10 minutes just so people see that they're out and about together. And they haven't kissed really at all since, maybe once. So they've only kissed twice in 177 pages. In terms of the plot, we know that Olive and Adam have their own intentions as to why they're dating each other, so in that fake relationship, and it has to do with their work and school and PhD program. Olive has been emailing back and forth with this guy from Harvard, this professor, to maybe collaborate on their work together, and then hopefully if he accepts, she would go to Harvard for a year and work with him regarding the cancer research, cancer preventative research that Olive is pursuing. And it turns out that the guy, his name is Tom, the professor from Harvard, is really good friends with Adam. And it's just very small world, and now, like, Olive and Adam are having to fake date in front of Tom as well. So I feel like this is going to be leading into something bigger because Olive did get accepted by Tom to go to Harvard for a year. We know that Olive doesn't do romance just because she's very career and school driven, and she doesn't want to get hurt, I think, just because of what happened with her mom and her dad, who's just never been around. Her mom passed away from cancer, and that's why she's doing this research, because she wants to find a preventative diagnoses for cancer, the type of cancer that her mom had. So it's really sad. I'm still reading it. It's good. I mean, it's just a good Sunday read, I suppose. I was just expecting more spice. That was a lot of rambling from me. I'm going to keep reading and enjoy my coffee. Today, the only plans I have are to run, and I am running 8.8 miles. These runs just keep getting longer and longer, and it's terrifying. So I'm going to run early afternoon, like late morning, early afternoon. I have some sourdough proofing, so I'll have to make some bread before I go on a run. Those are my only plans, and I'm going to read, and it's going to be a great Sunday. I will talk to you in my next reading update, and we'll see if hopefully I will enjoy the book a little bit more. Hi everybody, it is a Sunday evening. It's almost 5 o'clock. I went on a run. I was supposed to run 8.8 miles, but I ended up just running 7.5, just 7.5. It was a lot of running. I ran 7.5 miles. I wanted to give you an update because I finished The Love Hypothesis, and anything that I had said during my second reading update, disregard, because this book was so good. I think as soon as I put the book down, so much happened and there was so much buildup and tension, and the hotel scene. Oh, wow. I really enjoyed it. I really liked it. If I had to give it a rating, I would rate this at 3.5 out of 5. It was good, but I don't know. There was something off about it that I just can't pinpoint. I think I wish there was more romance involved. I understand that it's the fake dating trope, but I think I just wanted more romance. That's just might be what I'm in the mood for right now. But it was really cute. I think the ending of it ended up turning out really well. It was good. The ending ended up being like action-packed, as you might say, even though this isn't really an action book. It was fun. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I read it very quickly, 400 pages. Just like that. Now we are on to the next book, which is Love on the Brain. And I still don't know anything about this story either. So just this first line says, B's theory was right. Forcing a scientist to work with her nemesis triggers explosive results. I think this is going to be an enemies to lovers. We're still in the world of women in STEM. B is our main character, and I think she ends up having to work with Levi, her nemesis, as they say. There's a lot of Star Wars references on the back of this cover, which is funny. I am not really a Star Wars fan. I mean, I am, but the whole Rilo situation in storyline and fanfic, not really my thing. I gotta say though, when I was reading this, I did not picture Rey and Kylo. I just pictured two people. I am excited to pick this up. It is 5 o'clock, so I need to just lay horizontal and put my feet up and not do anything for the rest of the evening. So I'm going to start this book, and I will see you during my next reading update. First reading update. Bye. Hi everybody, I'm here for my first reading update of Love on the Brain. I've been reading from the physical copy, but also I've been using the Kindle version since my sister does have the Kindle version, and it's easier for me to read at night. Safe to say that I am thoroughly enjoying this book so far. I have read 4 chapters, so I'm on page 65, not very far. I know this book is a little under 400 pages, but I like it so much better than the first book, Love Hypothesis. So a little bit more about this story. So our main character is B. She is a neuroengineer or neuroscientist. She has her PhD. She's 28 years old, and she gets asked and has the opportunity to go to NASA in Houston for the summer and create like helmets for astronauts. And this is something she is so excited about. I love that she is just nerding and geeking all over this. It's so cute. In terms of her personality, she has a septum nose piercing. She has purple hair. She's really spunky. I just love that she is just quirky and fun. She's very much sunshine in our story compared to our grumpy male main character, which we will talk about. So we know that B is into science. She is a woman in STEM, and once she gets this opportunity in an email, she gets a follow-up email and she finds out that there is somebody who's going to be her co-leader and team up and have to work with her. And at first she's like, okay, great, like I can do this, it's gonna be so great. I am going to help build these helmets, and then people are really gonna start taking me seriously as a scientist. And she finds out that the main character, his name is Levi in this story, he is going to have to help her and team up together with her. A little bit backstory on Levi. B's nemesis is Levi. They went to grad school together, and every encounter that they've had that B is retelling and recollecting, she's noticed that Levi just ignores her, just like swerves. So every time they need to communicate and she tries to communicate with Levi, he just doesn't. He will not have it. So she thinks that Levi just hates her. So the fact that years after grad school, they're gonna have to just like team up and work together. This whole enemies to lovers this is the perfect way to go about it. It's just really fun. I personally really like our main character B. I think because Ali Hazelwood has just done such a good job of adding some substance to this character. I'm trying to compare, even though I shouldn't, I'm comparing this book to Love Hypothesis, the first book, and I liked our main character, but B is just so much more. She's nerdy, she's type A, she's quirky, as you can tell with the outfits that she wears. She's very much so different. And we love that. And something else, one more thing that just adds to B's character is that B starts a anonymous Instagram account called What Would Marie Curie Do? Because B is obsessed with Marie Curie. And it is basically an anonymous hotline where people can tag or ask Marie Curie questions, and other women can just help each other out and support each other. I just think that was really cute and something very different, and just a love that it's just at a little plot line that I think is going to grow and get bigger as we keep reading within the story. I personally just think that Ali Hazelwood, her writing has also improved in this story compared to the Love Hypothesis in terms of plot points and just diving into the storyline. We're only 60 pages in and she's already in Houston. So we start off really strong and we already meet Levi, and there's so much tension there already that's being built up. So we know the slow burn is just burning. We know that B is just not about romance. This is Love on the Brain, and this is a romantic contemporary story, so B is going to fall in love. I am excited to read this book just because it seems really charming, it's fun, it's cute so far, and B is just a character that I feel like I can root for. And I also am just so intrigued by our main male character, Levi, and I just really want to see more of their interactions as they begin to work together for this summer project. I also really appreciate Ali Hazelwood's ability to kind of bring together writing and romance with something so scientific. I think she hits a lot of different important topics, which I appreciate, and the fact that so many people just love these women in STEM books and are learning more about it just because Ali Hazelwood wrote these books is just very fascinating to me. And I honestly wish I would have read these books sooner, but that's okay because I am here now reading and loving it. That is my first reading update, and we are going to spend the rest of the evening reading. Okay, I have to share this with you because look at this book, and then look at my overnight oats, and then my coffee. They all just coordinate. Good morning, everybody. It is 6:30 in the morning, and I just got my beverages, my breakfast, my book, the 3 B's, and I'm gonna get ready to go read before work. I wanted to give you a quick mini reading update for Love on the Brain. I keep wanting to say Love is Blind because we're currently watching that reality right now, and the fact that it's stuck in my head. Yikes. Anyway, I'm on page 150, chapter 11, and I cannot get enough of this story. It's so cute. I love B and Levi's relationship, and I love them as characters individually, but together they're so cute. I'm really enjoying the story, and I just wanted to give it a mini shout out, and now I'm gonna go keep reading and watch the sun come up. I'll talk to you soon. Cheers to B and Levi. Hi everybody, I finished Love on the Brain and I absolutely loved it. It was so wholesome. Everything about it. It was so good. I'll just talk about some of the things that I really love about this book. I love that Levi and Bee both have their favorite movie as Empire Strikes Back. I love that Levi ends up teaching her how to run a 5K. It is just really cute, especially I feel Bee's pain with running, because I feel like I started from just learning how to run a 5K to now training for a half marathon, and it was just really sweet. It was really good. So I'm not sure where I left you last, but basically the rest of the story, what happens is that Bee and Levi, they are sent to a conference to spy on their like competitor who is building a helmet for scientists as well. So I think it's like a private company that is building helmets, and when they get there, they run into some parts of Bee's past life, and Bee has to kind of unpack all of that and the situation and what happened, and it really just brings Bee and Levi closer. It's very sweet. I really like Levi as a male main character a lot more compared to Adam in the very first book. I think it's just maybe because I can relate to Bee more. She has more of my personality, and so maybe that's why. But it was really cute. Looking back to all of the other characters within the story, I liked all of them. I loved her research assistant, because her research assistant reminds me of like some younger sister from a rom-com who knows everything and makes these like quirky, sarcastic comments. And then I also really liked the cat that's in this story that needs to get its anal glands expressed all the time. And I know this because Mowgli had anal gland issues. Mowgli, my dog. So very relatable, clearly. Overall, the ending was very, very cute. It wrapped up the story really well. The romance and the spice were just spot on. They complemented the story and plot line really well too. I think that standalone, this book is, without looking at the romance, it kept me wanting to read more. I didn't want to just stop reading it, and I wasn't just reading it for the romance. I guess technically I was, because this is a romance book vlog, but I thoroughly enjoyed the storytelling and the NASA aspect and the scientific aspects of it as well. I love this book, definitely recommend, and I think that Ali Hazelwood's writing style was a lot better in this story than in The Love Hypothesis. Just comparing the two, I really enjoyed Love on the Brain. I hope they make these into movies or a TV show or a mini-series, because they would be really fun. I would say that Love on the Brain is just an ode to sisters, to NASA, Star Wars, to spunky research assistants, to evil people named Tim, and just a heartfelt story, and where you find love out of this world was really good. I loved it. All right, the final book that I'll be reading for this vlog is Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood. This is the third and final installment of the STEM series, even though it's not really a series, but I will say that I read one of the first pages where she like thanks and dedicates this book to. Oh my gosh, it says, "To all of my readers from the AO3 days to where we are now, the Adam and Olive cameo is for you." So it looks like they are intertwined. Maybe. I think they are. They're like their own little stories, but clearly this one brings back and connects to the first book. So I'm very excited. I just think that this is going to be a banger and a good way to finish this vlog. All right, so a little bit about this story. So it says that it is about rival physicists who collide in a vortex of academic feuds and fake dating shenanigans in this delightful STEMinist rom-com. So we have our main character. Her name is Elsie. She is a adjunct professor by day. And then she also has a side hustle where she fake dates to make some extra cash. And I think what happens is that things are going really well until Jack Smith, the annoying, attractive, arrogant older brother of her favorite client, turns out to be the cold-hearted experimental physicist who ruined her mentor's career and undermined the reputation of theorists everywhere. So our main male character is Jack Smith. I'm just gonna leave it at that so I can go in knowing nothing really about it. It should be good. This book is less than 400 pages, and today is February 28th. Tomorrow is leap year day of the leap year. So I'm hoping to finish this in 2 days because March is coming and I need to start my March books. I'm gonna read for a little bit before work, and hopefully I'll give you my first reading update in a bit. Bye. Good morning, everybody. Last night we ended up just watching Love is Blind and making dinner. I played some Zelda, as you saw, and it was just really, it was nice. We didn't do much. I did do a Pilates at home session. I'm trying to get back into yoga and Pilates, especially with my running training program and strength training. So I did 30 minutes of floor Pilates, and I really feel a lot better, just my joints, and I feel a little more stretched out, which is good. Today I'm supposed to run, I think 3.8 miles, so that is on the schedule for today besides work. I wanted to give you a reading update of Love Theoretically because I finally started it. I started it yesterday and I read 115 pages. I was reading up until 11 a.m. last night. I couldn't put it down. I really like how it starts off. So Elsie is our main character. She is a theoretical physicist, and we'll get into a little bit more about academic rivalries, but there are theoretical physicists like Elsie, and then there are experimental physicists like Jack, who's the main male character. Elsie is an adjunct professor at multiple prestigious universities, and I think she teaches like 5+ classes, and that is not her dream job and what she wants to do. She essentially wants to do research. But it's been hard for her as a theoretical physicist because research is a lot about learning and experimenting and actually doing it. We know that she is an adjunct professor, but then as a side hustle to pay the bills because she can't pay everything off as an adjunct professor, she decides to start fake dating, and she is a fake girlfriend to anyone who really needs it. She doesn't do anything physical. She doesn't do anything like sexual with them. She is just there to play that girlfriend character, go on dates, go to specific events and whatnot. But the thing is, she normally only goes on one date with one person. Like, she never repeats with that same guy. However, there's this one guy named George, and she has been his fake girlfriend quite a few times and has met his family and at different events. And George has a brother named Jack, and Elsie and Jack just like weirdly never connected or got along. So flash forward a little bit, Elsie gets an interview with MIT. This is like one of her dream gigs. She really wants this position. She can potentially, hopefully, do more research with it, but it's going to be a professor at MIT full-time, and then she'd only have to teach 2 classes per semester. So this is a lot better, and the pay is better as well. So she is interviewing, and it turns out Jack is there. Elsie tells everybody in George's family that she is a librarian, but then you see her interviewing for this MIT position as Jack is there. Their banter is perfect. I love Elsie and Jack's banter. It is just, Ali Hazelwood does such a good job of creating quirky, lovable characters. Even the main male characters you end up really liking. Like, I didn't have a problem with Adam. I didn't have a problem with Levi, and Jack is just as like fun and intelligent, and you can tell that he really cares about Elsie, even though they like only met a few times. It's just very refreshing that we have characters that you can relate to or you can appreciate. And I think that's what makes her books just so wholesome and loving and easy to read. So tropes that I am getting with this book are academic rivals to lovers, so enemies to lovers, forced proximity, because I feel like they're gonna have to work together as experimental and theoretical physicists. They'll have to collaborate and work together is what I'm gathering. And obviously there is fake dating involved because she is dating George. Fake dating George. Those are my thoughts so far. I really like it. I'm gonna read for about another hour and then I have to work for the day. All right, I will talk to you after my second reading update. Bye. It is lunch break time. I'm on page 200. Read quite a bit. I think I only have like 180 pages left, but this book is so good. There's something about Ali Hazelwood's writing where you just get sucked in and you don't want to stop reading. The last time I left you off, Elsie was interviewing at MIT, and honestly, her situation is just very stressful to me. The politics of Elsie's world and having diabetes and trying to find a job just seem very stressful. Elsie is interviewing at MIT, and so that really forces Jack and Elsie to hang out and interact and converse with each other, and their banter is like no other. Ali Hazelwood did such a good job with this book. I love it so much. I love that Ali Hazelwood can just suck you into a story and make it seem so real. So far, there hasn't been anything that's been too spicy, but I'm waiting for it. I really am. The tension is growing. It's such a slow burn in such a good way. What I'm learning about Ali Hazelwood's books is that she just sucks you into such a good story and you root for the characters. And I know I've said that before, but I really like Elsie and Jack, and they haven't even really like kissed yet either. The romantic tension is so strong, but nothing has happened, and I'm okay with it. Like, their interactions are so cute and enough for me to just wanting to read and keep reading. Overall, I am loving this story and I can't wait to finish this book. I'm gonna finish it tonight, right on time, because it is February 29th. Happy Leap Year Day. Hi everybody. I finished Love Theoretically. Actually, I finished it on my phone. I was listening to the audiobook while I was working on this puzzle. It's a brunch puzzle. We've been working on it for a really long time. Oh my goodness. 5 out of 5. I loved this book so much. I think that this is Ali Hazelwood's best book yet. I know I haven't read Bride yet, but that's paranormal romance is different than just these 3 books and Check and Mate. I don't know. It was so good. Jack and Elsie's relationship and dynamic was just so explosive, and I just loved everything about their relationship. The plot was also really interesting. What I realized is that Ali Hazelwood does a good job of making all of her books similar, but also very different. And this one was more than just about Elsie trying to get a job and get health benefits so she can take care of herself. The plot is a lot bigger in terms of her relationship with Jack, but also something that Jack is dealing with from the past as well. And Ali Hazelwood does a good job of narrowing it down, but then bringing it all back together as kind of a closer and summarizing everything and closing each chapter. I really liked that. Vibes are very high, and vibes were 5. I definitely give this a 5 out of 5. I really enjoy how Ali Hazelwood makes the characters relatable. Elsie, she is a people pleaser. She is not perfect, and we see that throughout this book as well. And Jack is just obsessed and head over heels over Elsie, and I love that. He's not perfect either. If you do read this book, you'll kind of see and understand why he isn't, and he has its faults. They both do, but Jack, by the end of it, does own up to it, and we have a happy ending. I loved that she brought in Bee into this story, and Adam and Olive. Now we know for sure that these books are kind of intertwined together. Overall, I am so glad that I chose to read these books for this vlog, and this might be my favorite vlog that I've created thus far. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you do, please like and comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe. I have a video that I post once a week. Please let me know in the comments if you did read these books and which one was your favorite, who your favorite dynamic duo is, and who your book boyfriend is, who your favorite female main character is as well. I would love to know. I am going to think about specifically this book for a long time, but I really enjoyed the other 2 books as well. I might have to get myself a physical copy of Love Theoretically because it was so good. All right, I will see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.